Hello and welcome back to another video. Today we've got something pretty exciting and pretty breaking news. We've got a Battle Pass special coming, and I know for some of you that's maybe not a surprise because we do seem to get one every January around this time. However, this year it's looking particularly interesting and it's going to be featuring a Tier 9 American Premium Heavy Tank. It is, if some of you recognize the name, the M103M. However, it isn't going to be called the M103M. It is going to be called the Rambo Heavy Tank. And what do I mean by the Rambo Heavy Tank? Well, I mean that we are getting a Rambo collaboration. So this is going to be a collaboration with the movie Rambo, featuring Sylvester Stallone. It's going to be the first, second, and the third movies. So if any of you know Rambo, it's going to be featuring those, and yeah, as I said, it's going to be featuring the M103M, or as we will now know it, the Rambo Heavy Tank. So today, we're going to have a look at what actually is the Battle Pass going to mean and entail. Is it actually going to be worth picking up? So we'll have a look at the tank statistics on Tanks.gg, and then I'll give you my opinion, really, on whether the Battle Pass is going to be worth the grind. Because at the end of the day, these Battle Pass specials are short, sharp, and hard work if you do actually want to get the tank for the cheapest possible price. So, from January the 16th to January the 30th, they are the dates that the Battle Pass special is going to be running. So it runs early morning on Wednesday, January the 16th, basically until very early morning on January the 30th. So you have 14 days to complete the Battle Pass. So you are going to need in the region of about 30 to 35 games a day. That's a lot of games a day to actually be able to complete the Battle Pass. And not only that, but you also have to invest in the Premium Pass. So, you get your base rewards here. So, this is the base one. You don't buy it, you just grind through the Battle Pass. You're going to pick yourself up 2 free crew members. That's quite nice. You pick yourself up some credits, premium time, directives, bounty equipment, bonds, some other bits and bobs. However, to get the tank, the Rambo tank, you are going to need to purchase the improved pass. With that, you will get the base rewards and then the improved rewards, picking yourself up another commander, as well as a number of other traditional Battle Pass rewards, credits, blueprints, free XP, crew books, and then finally at the end, the Tier 9 American Premium Heavy Tank, the Rambo tank. As I said, these are always a grind. And you don't get the tank easily. And they do make you genuinely work for it. So, is it actually going to be worth it? Well, let's find out. So, here is the M103M, which is the Rambo tank. It is exactly the same thing. The Rambo tank is just a renamed, reskinned M103M. So, statistically, the M103M has had some changes. It used to be, and we go back about a month, incredible. The tank was, to put it simply, basically just a better M103. However, in update 127.1, Wargaming have adjusted this tank statistics, and it is now not going to be as powerful. They've mainly touched this thing's gun handling, and in doing so, it is going to be a different M103. So what do I mean by that? Well, on statistics, you have 2,700 DPM. This is now going to be the new highest DPM Tier 9 heavy tank. So that's got something going for it, right? 2,700 DPM is lovely. You're packing 360 Alpha. That's okay. It's a little bit lower than the M103's 400. However, 360 definitely works. Penetration-wise, 258mm standard, 320mm heat. Okay, that's a little bit lower on the heat penetration than the M103, which does have 340, which is just lovely at tier 9. But 320 is definitely workable. But as I said, the main thing that they've changed, and the main thing that is now worse than the M103, is the gun handling. So aim time, you're going to have 2.11 seconds aim time. That's okay for a heavy tank. You definitely will feel it being a little bit towards the slower end. However, the closer to 2 seconds you get, the better. So it's okay. However, the dispersion of 0.36 you will feel. That is not great. and it will feel a little bit derpy at medium, especially to medium and long range. At medium range, you will find yourself maybe missing 1 out of 5 shots. So, it's a tank that you are definitely going to want to run V-stabs on, mainly just because of this tank's soft dispersion statistics. So, whilst moving, 0.22, whilst reversing the tank, 0.22. You begin to run, just a standard V-stabs, you're pulling those back down towards a much more reasonable value of 0.18. This thing's turret reverse dispersion is actually quite nice, strangely, but it's the moving and the tank reverse dispersion factors that you are going to struggle with. So V-stabs is going to be almost a requirement on this tank. Let's have a look at the mobility. So mobility, 34 forwards, 12 in reverse. It's okay. It's not terrible. It's exactly the same as the M103. However, one of the issues with the M103 nowadays is it is a little bit slow for today's meta. With the games getting quicker and quicker, 34 does seem to struggle in those quick games. You'll get into position about 20 to 30 seconds, maybe 20 to 30, give or take, after the first shots have started to have been fired. So you're missing out on early game damage, but then you also struggle to keep up with the pace of the game. So to do very well in the M103 and the M103M, or as the Rambo tank is going to be called now, you're going to need to preempt it. You need to preempt a situation. So you're going to need to be a good player to know where you need to be before you need to be there, which is difficult to do. And 34 top speed is going to be a limiting factor for sure. You run a turbo in the slot, it is 39. However, even then, you are still going to be struggling. And, you already have to run V-stabs on this tank. You're already going to probably need to run a turbo, so it only really leaves you to run a rammer. So your equipment is going to be a little bit tough on this tank, especially because you're going to want to also run hardening. So it's a little bit up in the air, really. But then going on to the other statistics, you've got 8 degrees of gun depression, same as the M103. It works. It's quite nice. The armor on paper is exactly the same as the M103. So, let's have a look at it very, very quickly. Cupola is weak, visible, apart from when you use your gun depression. It becomes invisible, but then you also have some other weak points on your cheeks that are weak, especially to high penetration heat. But in general, the tank is a pretty reliable in terms of its armor, apart from if you're on flat ground. Your cupola is visible, your turret ring is visible. Your lower plate is not as strong as traditional American duck-nose heavy tanks like the T110E5. It's powerful when you angle it at an extreme angle. However, from flat on, even versus APCR, it's a guaranteed penetration. When they fire heat, pretty much the whole lower plate and frontal hull becomes a penetration. So the armor of the tank is not particularly great, so do bear that in mind. But you have 1950 HP to work with, which is okay. And, if you were to run a hardening in the slot, you pull that up to 2150 without field mods and 2210 with field mods. So overall, statistically, the M103 is pretty good. But how does it actually compare to its tech tree counterpart? Obviously, it's worth comparing because they're basically the same tank in terms of its armor model and everything. So, the M103M compared to the M103, we can see the M103M now becoming the highest DPM Tier 9 heavy tank, 2,700 compared to 2,500. The penetration values we've already discussed, 258mm APCR standard for both. It's just a heat penetration, the gold penetration that's different. 320mm for the M103M and 340 for the M103. The alpha damage is also different, which is where we get our DPM difference. 400 for the M103, 360 for the M103M, or the Rambo tank. Basically, you just have a higher rate of fire with the M103, so you're doing more shots per minute, which gives you the higher DPM. Slower alpha, more shots, higher DPM. Onto the gun handling, we can see you do actually have better aim time with the M103, the M103M, by 0.1 of a second. However, it's the dispersion values that matter the most, and as you can see, the M103M is worse in pretty much all regards compared to the M103. 0.01 worse on the dispersion. Its moving and its tank traverse and its turret traverse dispersion factors are significantly worse. As I said, you are going to want to run V-stabs on this tank to try and limit those because they are painful. Gun depression is the same. The speed, the mobility is the same, apart from on soft terrain. For some reason, the M103M is slightly quicker. Don't really know why. It's probably something to do with the fact the M103M is slightly lighter than the M103 for some bizarre reason. But in general, it's basically just the gun handling statistics that are different on this tank. And, the armor model, as we've already said, is exactly the same. Well, the M103M or the Rambo Heavy Tank, is it going to be worth picking up? Well, yes, actually. I think it is, because the M103 itself, to a good player, is a lovely tank. Its gun handling is nice. It's kind of a little bit of the package. And as I said, if you're a good player and you can preempt a situation where you go somewhere where you need to be before you're needed, so you can preempt, you can be at the forefront to use your DPM, to use your good penetration values and your good gun handling, get the maximum out for the game. The M103M or the Rambo tank is going to be the same. It is going to struggle with the same things, though, as the M103. Cupola, visible from all angles, apart from when you're using your maximum gun depression. And the armor being not particularly the best for a heavy tank. But a good player can work around those. And if you have loads of time this January, and you want to play World of Tanks, God bless you, it might be worth just picking up the improved pass and getting towards the tank. And the one thing I'd say, the biggest tip I can say right now, if you are not sure you are going to be able to get the tank, but you're going to give it a go, don't purchase the improved pass until you are 100% sure you are going to get the tank. It's otherwise just pretty much a waste of gold. You can grind your way all the way through the base Battle Pass, and then you can finish the entire Battle Pass with the base Battle Pass, and then decide to purchase the premium one, the upgraded track, and you will then get the M103M. Please be sensible with it. And yeah, good luck. It's a good tank in my opinion. Do let me know down in the comments what you think. Do you agree with me? Do you disagree with me? Are you excited? It's a pretty cool collaboration in my opinion. Sylvester Stallone and the Rambo movies. And yeah, if you did like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you all again very soon.